And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the downtime. I apologize for the delays, but Rebellion versus Dark did go the distance. It was a long series between the two of them. They have wrapped up, and as we can see, we have our two semi-finalists. Oh boy, we're here to determine who advances onto the grand finals. We have our two players, and if you're in the chat, predictions. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will be our first finalists. As spawning in the top right hand corner, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. Here we go. The semis are here. We're rushing into the gold. Let's go. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen Dark go for this strat. Back when the map pool was fresh, back when the map pool was brand new, Dark would very often rush into this gold base, and we'll see how Trap does respond. As we check, we scout, we confirm that the gold is on the way. Oh boy. And how does Trap respond? The probe is being set down. Yep, there it is. Cannon Rush. Now, this is a response that both Hero and Classic are very fond of, and clearly Trap is one and the same. Whenever Dark does this build against most of the Korean Protoss players, they scout, they confirm, and they respond with cannons. Pylon has been thrown down. Cannons are going to be on the way. The Overlord will confirm the cannon setup, and this might force a cancellation. It's quite difficult for the Zerg player to hold on. Yep, there we go. We have a backup base on the way, and we should be able to punish this gold. It should. As you can see, the second pylon has been thrown down. A cannon is now within range of the expansion of the hatchery. And do we try to save it? Ooh, we will try to save it. Okay. Bold move by Dark. The hatchery does complete. The spawning pool is done. Lings are on the way. This is going to be a tough hold for Dark, bearing in mind that Lings have to kind of wrap around the left-hand side, and the Queen is going to be on the right, and we'll see. We'll see if we can hold on. So far, just the two cannons. Trap does confirm the backup expansion, does confirm the droning that is occurring. And the cannons are wreaking havoc on that hatchery. And we're making more Lings. Ooh, we're making more Lings. The Overlord does have eyes on the amalgamation of a wall that we have set up. And it looks like we're not going for the cannons. We're not going for the cannons. We're going for a Ling Flood. This is going to be used just for lava. This is distracting Trap. And Dark, he is making more Lings. They are banking up in the main base. Ling Speed is on the way. Ah, okay, he's droning. Okay. Dark is droning. This hatchery is going to go down. I was concerned. I was like, I don't think we can save the base. We can't save the base. Lings do get across the map, but it's just going to be for initial Ling Scout. Lings dipping in. Likewise, Trap scouting across the map. He's trying to make sure that there is no Roach Warren, for example. We do cut off the drones. Yeah, the drones are denied. Two Lings, they slip into the main base. Pylon is set up for our tech of choice, most likely a Stargate. And the game will continue from here. But so far, Trap has had a very nice start. It had to invest into two cannons and a pylon, but that is worth killing a hatchery. Not just a hatchery, but potentially these two drones as well. As the drones, they will manage to get back, and the Adepts do shade back home. There we go. Stargate's on the way. And our players are going to try to stabilize from here. Dark is going to try to stabilize from here. Ooh, again, brutal positioning here out in the center of the map. Lings are denied. Again, this location is brutal for melee units. Lings are shut down. Back at home, we wall up. We do finally plug up the wall as well. Again, it's not the prettiest wall. But with that pylon, we will be able to fortify this location. Third base soon to be on the way. Stargate into Oracle. We have our second gateway. And we'll see where Dark takes us from here. Bearing in mind that the drone count from Dark is still lackluster. We're on an even drone count. Extra gases are being taken. That is an early Roach Warren. Okay. Now, again, there's typically no reason to get a Roach Warren this early on unless we intend to use it, unless we're up against the Twilight Count's opener. As we can see, it is the Stargate. It's possible that maybe Dark is playing it safe, but again, investing this heavily into gas tells us otherwise. But it is a really awkward game state and really difficult to read just because of all the chaos that's been going on. I'm curious if we do invest into Roaches. There it is! Roaches are on the way. Roaches are in production. We have 5 Roaches in production here. Dark, I imagine, going to be cutting workers at 40 and going for an all-in. Here we go again, and the scout will confirm the gases and the Roach Warren. Big scout for Trap. Okay, there's no reason for a Roach Warren and gases this early on. We do get 5 drone kills already. And Dark is that much more committed. I'm loving the Void Ray. Defensive Void Ray here for Trap. He realizes he's aware how much danger he's in. Of how vulnerable his bases are. Lings have arrived. More roaches on the way. We're rallying across the map. A big shout out to Pili. Thank you so much, Pili, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session or potentially star auction. From time to time, do stream some arcade games, but I hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great stream. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the semifinals of the KSL. This is game 1 of the semis. It was a very awkward start. Dark attempted the proxy, or attempted the goal base, was cannon rushed, and Dark is here for the all-in. But the Void Ray has arrived just in time. Dark trying to get this around, does catch a couple of gateway units. Shield battery's not quite done, but we have the force field, we have the sentry. And yeah, we're focusing down the roaches one after the other. The Ravager is going to be denied just barely. Up, just barely. Oh. It is denied. Trap holds on. He's on 3 bases. He has 3 shield batteries, has the overcharge as well. And Dark, he's still not droning. Yeah, Dark is still very committed. The Oracles are running out of energy. We did not make a second Void Ray. Uh-oh. Just one Void Ray. That may not be enough. We have the overcharge on the right-hand side. We don't get into the natural. Nice round on the sentry. Sentry is going to be going down. Ravager does morph in. But is going to be targeted by the Void Ray. Boys are being pulled. We flood in. We break through. Yeah, the natural base has been broken. Yeah, Lings and Roaches, they're flooding in. And despite the initial defense from Trap, it looks like Dark, he's pulling it off. Dark, he's breaking through. He gets the mineral line. 20 probes going down. And Dark, despite how long this all-in was, despite the scouting early on, despite Trap getting ready for it, it doesn't matter. It's Dark. Oh my god. He's an animal. Takes out all the stalkers, gets on top of the pylon. +1 is going to be denied. And as reinforcements hit the 3rd base, Dark, he's pushing into the main. Now, bearing in mind that 23 drone kills is good, but he needs more. Dark needs more damage. This is still not good enough. As Trap is still up in economy, which is crazy. Trap is still up in probes and has a 3rd base. We have to break the 3rd. Things are flooding in. They get on top of the shield battery. Zella putting in a lot of work. Shield battery goes down. The wall is still open. More probes are going down. Oh, now we're dealing some critical damage. Getting more probe kills, but Trap, he holds. He's holding. And Dark is droning. Okay. And what's crazy, Trap just lost 28 workers. We're still ahead. Oh, I say it's still ahead. Dark did just make a wave of drones, but Trap economically is not in the worst position here. Likewise, Blink is about to finish up. Lings are still trying to trickle in, but Trap, he repowers the wall. He's in position. Trap is still in this. The game doesn't end. Oh, no spores. Uh-oh, no spore crawlers in position. We do get into the middle line. Drones are going down. Punish is real. Queens will be able to get us around, and they do shut down one of the Oracles. And not the best trade from Trap, 5 drone kills, but I do think that 5 workers at this kind of game state is worth it, considering like how desperate we are for an economy. And Trap is coming for the counterattack, and what is it to defend? No roaches. No roaches back at home. Only queens. 1 queen goes down. We're running out of transfuse. Lings do race back, and they will be able to support. Boys are being pulled. And with the help of the boys, it looks like Dark is going to be able to hold on. As I say that, we have reinforcements on the way. And the Stalkers, the Oracles. GG gets called, and Trap. The counterattack works, and Trap, he holds, he defends, and he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A crazy game, man. Crazy game. GG, well played. Trap will survive the chaotic nature of Dark in game 1. It was crazy. Remember, Dark, he went for the goal base. He was cannon rushed. Dark transitioned to a 40 drone 2 base all in, where he was just flooding across the map. And Dark did break into the natural. It was crazy. It was impressive that despite being scouted, Dark still broke in. But as we mentioned, Dark did not do enough damage. Despite killing 28 probes, that was still not enough to take a lead. That was only enough to, in a way, be even in workers, and that is not enough, not when you're all in. He had nothing else behind it. Again, he was still droning up, he was working towards his lair, working towards greater tech, and Trap takes a lead. Trap does take a lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. And does the series end here and now, or do we get an ace match? Oh. Do we get an ace match here? As we are loading in. Randomly, I became the leader of the lobby, and so I was very confused. Very, very confused. It's all good. Jumping in. We're getting into game 2. We're going to be loading into Ghost River. Oh my god. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our South Korean Protoss player leading the series 1-0. And can he close it out here and now, representing Genji Esports? It is Trap. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And Dark, he's up against the wall. One more loss and he's out of the tournament, bearing in mind this is single elimination. Likewise, this is a best of 3, not a best of 5. So one more misstep, one more mistake, and Trap will take it. Meanwhile, just catching up with the chat. Auction was hyped today. Kept everyone hostage. I assumed it was going to be Star Auction. Did assume. There we go. I hope you guys had a great time. As we are going to be settling in. This time, Dark going for the standard hatchery. Going for the standard natural base. Not going for any kind of crazy or wild gold, as there is no gold on Ghost River. And loading into this map, this is what we should mention, that this map is very small. This map is very aggressive as a result. Rushes to spike round is very short. And because of that, all-ins can be favored on this kind of map. As I say that though, the all-in from Dark was a little bit lackluster last game. I mean, but there's a reason for that, right? It's like a big reason for that is the investment into the hatchery, the investment into those workers that were lost. We had a lot of lost mining time as well. Like, it was just a really awkward start, a really awkward game state, which in the end did impact the power of the all-in. So we'll see where Dark takes us this time. For now, to have our pylon being thrown down in between the bases. Interesting location for Trap. Are we going for a Twilight Council? The Overlord will confirm. Does get eyes on the pylon. And what's it going to be? The Stargate or the Twilight Council? This Trap is soon to make that decision. Oh, there it is. Okay, Stargate on the left-hand side. So, Dark actually doesn't know. Dark is in the dark. He's, camping the pylon. He's camping the position where the tech should be thrown down, but it's thrown down elsewhere. So, Dark being fed a little bit of, I was going to say false information, but just deprived information. So, Overlord is trying to confirm what exactly is going on. And do we force a defensive Roach Warren? That's the question. Do we strike fear into Dark? The Overlords are yet to really confirm. Third base is being taken. Dark still droning up. Stalker will deny the scout time and time again. And there's going to be the initial Oracle here from Trap. Dark back at home. I mean, he's got 2 queens. 2 queens here at the natural. 2 queens soon to be in the main. So Dark will be ready and in position. And there it is. That is a 330 Roach Warren. I was talking about how do we throw down a defensive Roach Warren. This is not a defensive Roach Warren. This is an aggressive one. This is very early here for Dark. So a Roach push should be on the table for the Zerg player. Ling does confirm the third base. Oracle does arrive. Oracle sees the Roach Warren. Trap should be feeling pretty good about this. He confirms the early Roach Warren, and the question becomes, because Dark just got scattered, do we use it? Do we actually make use of that Roach Warren? Twilight Council's on the way. I would not be opposed to a blink opener from like fast blink from Trap and delayed forge. A very safe way to play. Yeah, extra gates on the horizon. The Roach Warren is done, and there it is. 6 roaches on the way. Dark, he's committing. Dark, he droned up to 37. He's on 2 gases. And we're going for a Queen Walk across the map. Again, because the map is so small, you don't even need drop lords, you don't even need the German taxi. We can walk. We can walk. The waddle is here. Lings are amassing roaches as well. Ooh, it's going to be glaives, not blink. That is going to be risky here for Trap, but we'll see if he can hold on. He does get eyes on the push. He's aware. And can we survive it? A Void Ray is on the way. Once again, going to be a really key unit here in the defense. The army is spotted. And Dark is pushing forward. No Ravagers. There we go. Ravagers now on the way. Queens are waddling in as well. We have 5 Queens, 3 Ravagers. Oracles, they hit the natural base. Drones are going down. We cripple the economy. And we also force a cancel on the 3rd base. The 3rd base is cancelled. We're getting ready here at the natural. 2 shield batteries and an overcharge. 3 shield batteries finishing up. That's a lot of shield batteries. And these Queens cannot transfuse. Trap trying to get one. Oh, the Miles! Oh my god, the Miles, they almost take down the Void Ray. Likewise, the Oracle runs into the Queens as well. A bit of a fumble defense so far. The Void Ray goes down. The Void Ray has fallen. The Oracle has fallen. Now it's only the ground army. Yeah, Trap having a hard time. Biles, they connect. Overcharge gets popped. We respect the overcharge. Lings back off. The Biles will bring down the shield battery. Ooh. Yeah, the shield battery does fall. And now Dark is flooding in. Boys are being pulled. Claves is done. Oh my god, but the Biles are brutal. But we are running out of Lings, and we have more shield batteries finishing up. Oh my god, the power of the shield battery. There's so many of them. There's so many shield batteries. Once again, boys being pulled. The Lings, they do not get us around on the Stalkers. The Stalkers hold their own. Biles, they do not connect with the probes. And can we hold on? We do get on top of the Ravagers. 1. Ooh, almost 2 Ravagers go down. There's 4 Ravagers left. Honestly, very nice control here from Trap. Oracle comes in. Dark Shrine is almost done. But we've broken in. Yeah, Dark has broken through. DTs are being warped in as we speak, but it's too late. We're getting damage done at the natural. So many probe kills. Now, similar to last game, these DTs will defend. They will clean this up. And Trap, his probe count is not that bad. We're on 24 probes. We're only down 4 workers. And these DTs, they're going to get a lot of queens. The lair is not done. Queens are going down. Lings, they bypass the initial DTs, getting into the natural. They need more economic damage. They're going for the pylon, but we're in position. Overseer's on the way, being morphed in across the map. And can we save the Queens? I do think we can. The Ravagers are under fire. Oh, we're still committed. We're still all in. Dark is not droning. Yeah, Dark is still not droning. A force field gets thrown down. We have detection. DT falls. Dark, can we pull this off? It's so close. The shield batteries survived though. We still have the shield batteries. They're still up and running. And we have an overcharge. We haven't used it yet, but it's available if we ever need it. Bile connects. And wow, Trap holding onto that overcharge until the last moment. Is luring the army back. And alas, it looks like Trap. Can we hold on? We need 1 more warp in. We do have the overcharge, right? Yeah, we don't have energy. We're out of energy. We need a little bit more. Force field gets thrown down. Stalkers have warped in. They focus on the final Ravager. There's the overcharge. But the shield battery does get targeted. And it looks like Dark. Have we finally done it? It's been so close. We got to surround the low ground Stalker. It's going to finally fall. More Adepts have warped in. Remember, they have glaives. Probes are falling at the natural. But Trap can afford to lose some workers. Oh, we're going for the Overseer. We're not going to get it. Bold move there by Trap. Doesn't get the Overseer. Yeah, backup Overseer's on the way just in case. And Dark, he barely pulls it off. Stutter stepping forward. There's 2 Stalkers left. Oh my god. It's been such an intense all-in out of Dark. But he committed. He didn't drone. Didn't even flinch, Spaffy. The DTs were a solid way to survive initially, but unfortunately weren't ready for the follow push. GG gets called, and Dark ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. Let's go. We are going to game 3. Again, it was an impressive initial hold out of Trap to be able to go for the Dark Shrine to defend with the DTs, but it did seem like Trap assumed that Dark would back off and drone. Dark didn't. He backed off, and he made more links. He made more links, he made more roaches. Dark has no chill, he committed nonetheless, and was able to catch Trap with his pants down. And now, we're getting into the ace match. Now we're getting into game number 3. Oh. Getting into game 3. And the question becomes, what map? What map? Let's go. Ooh, we're going to be loading into Site Delta. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Here we go. Getting into that final game of the series. It all ends here. All ends on Site Delta. And we have our lobby, we're loading in. Honestly, this could go either way. It's just really hard to call because every game Dark is all in. Every game. Game 1, game 2. Site Delta, not the best map for a roach push, but we have seen Dark go for Link Queen Nidus all-ins. We've seen a lot of Nidus all-ins from Dark on Site Delta. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. If it was an all-in, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but we'll see. We shall see. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Site Delta, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. Looking solid in game 1, but did show a little bit of weakness there in game number 2, being forced into the ace match. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the player forcing him to the ace match. He brought it back in that last game. Can he go the distance? The South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talent Esports. It is Dark. We go. As Dark is going hatch first. He's going for the hatch first opener. The reason why I was alluding to a Link Queen or a Nidus-based all-in is just because the rush distance by ground is longer, is a little bit longer on this map. So going for a Queen Walk or going for a German Taxi, it takes a little bit longer. It gives the Protoss player more time to react, respond, and defend. Speaking of that defense, I'm not too fond of the Glaive Adept follow-up that we saw at a Trap. Again, I was referring to Fast Blink, which would have been a bit of a safer follow-up there from Trap, but again, I don't think he was really expecting aggression and expecting an all-in. He did see the early Roach Warren though, so it should have been in the back of his mind. We'll see. We'll see how our players approach this, as we have a gate expand here out of Trap, and Dark is going for a hatch gas pool. Everything's looking normal for the time being. Again, what we're keeping an eye on for Dark at least is the gas timings, the Roach timing, whether he pulls out of gas, whether he stays in, when he pulls back in as well, to see if he does go for a fast lair, for example. So I feel like our eyes have to be on Dark. Meanwhile, Trap has gone for a Stargate opener every game so far. I'm not opposed to it. I do think, especially on a map like Site Delta, would make a lot of sense. Interesting location once again here for Trap. The second pylon gets thrown down in between the bases. Remember last game, I do think the Trap wanted to go Twilight Council, but because the Overlord was parked over the second pylon, he went for a Stargate instead. I mean, the scout was denied, but I'm curious what we go for. Okay, another Stargate opener. Now, because this pylon is further back in the main, the goal here typically, as we saw in the last game, is to lure the Overlord deeper into the main base, which means this could be a Void Ray opener instead of an Oracle. We'll see. We shall see. As the Stargate has been placed. And we're still kind of in the tense moments of the early game here. Trying to read where we're headed. We have pulled out of gas, so link speed and no extra gas mining here from Dark. Not yet. Not yet. The Overlord is going to be rallied into the main. And yep, there's that Void Ray. As we mentioned, like, based on this Stargate position, it did look like a Void Ray opener, just because usually, if it's an Oracle, it's thrown down closer to the edge, just so it reduces the time it takes for the Oracle to get across the map. So it did scream Void Ray opener, and as a result, Trap should be able to securely kill 2 Overlords. The Overlord going into the main, and the Overlord outside of the natural. We might even get this 3rd Overlord. It's possible. We'll see if Dark gets away. We'll see if Trap goes across the map, or if he hunts down the scouting Overlords first. So if Trap goes across the map, or if he hunts down the scanning Overlords. Ooh, and Trap actually doesn't see this 2nd Overlord. Because the Void Ray goes out first, we haven't really confirmed. We're looking for it though. And we rally on in, and it looks like we should barely find it. Yeah, the Void Ray will find that 2nd Overlord. Did see it, but it looks like Trap has not. Ooh, a bit of an oversight there from Trap. The Void Ray may have spotted it, but Trap didn't notice it himself, so the Overlord will survive. Big moment here for Dark. This does mean that the follow-up scout is going to be easier. Meanwhile, Boss Lair. Remember what we mentioned about a Link Queen Nidus all in? We've pulled back into gas. This is what, a 4-minute lair timing. We have Queens amassing, we have Lings. We don't have a Roach Warren yet, but the Adepts will scout the lair. Yeah, big scout for Trap. He is aware. And the Lings will be able to shut down the Adepts. And what's it going to be? 2nd gas geyser's on the way. More Lings are flooding forward. It's got to be the Nidus, right? I mean, we have that Overlord, so may as well use it. It's honestly, it's very possible that because this Overlord survived somehow, some way. I mean, that's a solid way to actually get a Nidus into the main. Eva Chamber gets thrown down. 2nd gas geyser is getting saturated. And there it is, Nidus Worm here at the natural. Oh, Trap is gonna get punished for not finding this Overlord. Alas, we do get a surround. Adepts get caught out. Lings, they hit the 3rd base. Interesting. So it's not just going to be a Link Queen Nidus all in. It's going to be Link Queen Bane. That I was not expecting. But yeah, Bane the Nest has been thrown down. Now, this should be in the back of Trap's mind, just because Trap, he scouted the lair, and obviously, at the start of the game, we called that Link Queen Nidus is something that Dark does often on this map, and Trap, likewise, should be aware of that as well. Yeah, shield one of his cannons are on the way. Trap is getting ready. And he does spot the Nidus. Yeah, the Nidus is spotted. But it does finish. Lings, they come in for the surround. The shield battery a little bit too far back. Oh my god, and so many Stalkers go down. A mass surround. Yeah, good 2 to 3 Stalkers do get shut down immediately. And now we can back up, and there's that Nidus into the main that we did mention before. Again, that Overlord coming in clutch. Banelings are morphing in, and Trap, he doesn't notice. There's no warp in, there's no reaction, there's no response. The Nidus does finish. Queens are trickling in. And we just avoid the 3rd base, and there's nothing in the main. The upgrades, they will finish. They barely will finish, but we have controlled the main base and control the production. The Aptosis pylon! No! The pylon goes down. 4 gateways get depowered, and just like that, no production. 2 gateways. 2 gates is all we have left. No production here, or barely any production for Trap. And we deny Blink! 1 second! No shot! Oh my god, Blink gets denied! 1 second away from finishing. I just assumed it would complete. Oh my god, and with that, we're snowballing out of control. Dark gets control of the main base. It gets us around on the Nexus. Bailey's, they zone away the army. We have some force fields, we're running out. We do run out. And we will shut down those sentries. We're going for the probes. We don't quite make it in. We do! Oh my god, we somehow slip by. 25 probes go down. We have control of the main, and we can just keep going. We can just keep on pushing. Again, we barely have a standing army left for Trap. Barely left standing. And back at home, we have a Hydra Den. Hydra upgrades are on the way. GG gets called, and Dark will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Dark will advance on to those finals. Had a rocky start, and we just saw pure all-ins. Every single game. Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3. Nothing but all-ins here from Dark. Did snowball out of control, did take it in the end. Congratulations. My condolences to Trap. Again, it was so unlucky. We mentioned it at the time that that Overlord living, that may have been the catalyst, that may have been the sole reason why Dark went for the fast lair and went for the Lin Queen Nidus all in. Because of that one Overlord, we had a way into the main. We had a way to bypass the third base into the main. I love that even though we had the Overlord outside of the main, we held onto it and went for the Nidus Worm first at the third base to distract. To keep the attention at the third, to keep Trap focused at the third base, to throw down all the side defense, and then we snuck in the second Nidus Worm into the main base instead. So a really nice movement and just execution out of Dark. Unfortunately, Trap was caught with his pants down, and we mentioned it at the time. It was unfortunate that the Void Ray was unable to catch both Overlords, only got the one, and that may have cost him the game. May have cost him the... I say may have just because it's possible that maybe Dark goes for a different build if he didn't have the Overlord. So if the Overlord gets caught, maybe Dark goes for a different build and does take a different approach, and we see a different kind of game state. But with that, GG, well played. Whew. And we have our first finalist. We have our first finalist. Just catching up in the chat. Oh, hello, Zerg Troll. Hello, Oracle first, then a Void Ray, Void Ray. I mean, it almost worked out well, like the initial Void Ray opener. Crazy. Crazy, Pappy, crazy. But good to see you, Zerg Troll. Good to see you. A long-time viewer, a very old-school viewer for the CranKy Ducklings. Good to see you again, Pappy. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Hope you're doing good. As Dark is in the finals and we are waiting for the lower semis to finish. Let's head on over.